Bonjour à tous. Hello, everyone. Let me start by saying that creativity is intelligence having fun. So I assume that my guests are having a lot of fun because they are getting together the most creative brands, the most creative luxury goods on the one hand, and on the other hand, the most creative business model there is. And I might say the ultimate business model. I'm talking about circularity, the answer to the planetary emergency. Plus, circularity makes a company very resilient and independent. So it's all about stopping to extract resources from this planet and learn how to manage those resources. So I love the interpretation of the word management. It's very 2024. You can't go fully circular overnight. So you can do it step by step, and we'll be hearing from our guests how they do it. And circularity cannot be done on its own. You have to have an ecosystem. This is why we're going to listen to one large company and two partnering startups. A round of applause to Helene Valade. Helene, would you come on stage, please? Helene, yes, please. Helene is the Group Environment Development Director of the LVMH Group, which I guess needs no introduction. Okay, then we have the next Romain. Romain Brabo, please join me on stage. Say hi, everyone. Please sit down. You're the co-founder of Nona Source. We will be hearing what that is exactly. And finally, Sophie Pignères. Where are you, Sophie? Come on stage. Sophie is the founder and the CEO of a company that is called Weturn. And I'm Stephanie Hauer. I'm helping companies to become not just the best in the world, but the best for the world. And I'm partner at Nature Capital, which is restoring nature at scale. So let me start with you, Helene. Hi. Thanks for being here. So good to see you.
Nice to meet you, Nathalie.
Stephanie.
Stephanie.
Today we will be talking about a variety of new services in your house that are all circling around circularity, which is the basic idea behind all of them.
Yes, our aim at LVMH is to improve the environmental footprint of our products. And the best way to reduce this footprint is the model of circular economy. Because we need to move away from the classic production model that is extract,
yes, transform
and produce, consume and throw away, to adopt the circular economy model. At LVMH, we called this circular economy model creative circularity because it must to not be a constraint, but a source of inspiration for our designers and for our employees, colleagues. For us, circular economy is eco-design products with innovative materials, with recycled fibers, bio-based fibers, and it means also to maximize the end of life of our products. That is why we created LVMH Circularity. What is it, LVMH Circularity? It is a platform of solutions to give a second life to our products or product components that are not sold or not used in our maisons. And these solutions include donation, recycling, reuse, upcycling, and our dream is to have only closed loops. That is, I take an unsold product, I dismantle it, I extract the yarn, and I send it back to the maison of origin to be reused. And this dream is already a reality because some of our maisons launched last year projects that aim to transform their unsold products into new resources, new yarn. And LVMH Circularity is also an ecosystem of partners joining their forces. Partners like Cèdre, it is a platform that disassemble our products, l'Agence du don en nature, and also, of course, startups, Nona Source, Weturn, and together we are doing exciting things. You see, I'm wearing a bomber. A bomber, bomber.
Woo, woo, woo.
Wow.
Look at this.
Made from unsold products from our fashion maisons, from which we extract the yarn, the wool, and an amazing designer blended it, woven it, knitted it to give this bomber that I love.
It's wonderful.
Yes.
So you have so many maisons in your company. I imagine that's pretty overwhelming if you want to go circular. How did you decide where to start with all those opportunities around you?
Yes. For me, it's very important to align all the maisons around the same ambition. And this ambition is our environmental strategy called Life 360, Life for LVMH initiatives for the environment, and 360 because this strategy sets up quantified objectives for 2023, 2026, and 2030 with very concrete action plans on circular economy, of course, but also on climate, on biodiversity, and traceability and transparency. To scaling up circular economy, it is very important. But there are two other keys. First, tools to measure the recycled content of our products, and we have these tools. Second, training, because we can learn circular economy. And yes, and last year here in ChangeNOW, we launched Life 360 Academy, a training center with a catalog of training courses on circular economy, on eco-design, on sourcing, on responsible sourcing, on repair also. And third, I think it is very important to show that upcycling and recycling are beautiful. And this is why last December we organized a big summit, Life 360 Summit, with our presidents of our maisons, with our stakeholders, and we organized a fashion show that unveiled a 100% recycled collection, upcycled collection from our unsold products from our fashion maisons, with fabrics from Nona Source, with recycled fabrics from Weturn, and it was amazing. And
Helene, should we maybe start a video to show people how it's done?
Just before, I think it is the real purpose of LVMH to make sustainability desirable, because beauty is not just what is perfect, smooth. Recycling and upcycling can also be beautiful.
And a beautiful planet is always beautiful. Shall we show the video right now? Go ahead, please.
Everything began with an inspiration that became an idea, which became a vision, and then a collection. Using existing resources to create new pieces, working with unsold products and dead stock fabrics from LVMH maisons, and developing an entirely new savoir-faire, the art of making, unmaking, and then remaking. Going back to the beginning with just a thread and strips of fabric, weaving them in a quest for harmony and excellence, rethinking the creative cycle while pushing the limits of the material, exploring new ways to conceive fashion. With support from LVMH's new Circularity platform, the collection created by designer Kevin Germanier, a pioneer in upcycling, embodies the commitment of the group to fashion with greater circularity. A commitment to fashion that is even more desirable because it's more sustainable. The collection is the illustration of our strong commitment and the prelude to further creation.
Romain, you're part of the ecosystem that's making it all possible. So your company is called Nona Source, and you have this digital platform where you bring together unsold rolls of fabric with designers who are looking for great material. Could you tell us more about that?
Yeah, sure. So all started in 2017 when I was working at LVMH, and I noticed inside the warehouses of the Maison that there were leftover fabrics sleeping for years. And thanks to the LVMH entrepreneurial program and the support of the LVMH environment direction, I could have the opportunity to build a solution, which is the following idea. It's to connect the dead stock of the Maisons, so the warehouses, with young designers and emerging brands who are looking for high quality fabrics, but they cannot afford them for two reasons. The first one is that the minimum order quantities are very high, because to make them in an industrial way, suppliers impose high minimums. And the second one is that the prices are high to afford quality. And in my personal network, I had some designers looking for beautiful materials with low minimum quantities, but they couldn't afford them. So it made me think of a solution to connect the bridges and to connect these two worlds, the fashion houses and the designers. So we built Nona Source, which is today a circular platform which allows to revalue all the sleeping resources in the warehouses, and it works this way. So we collect the stock to the Maison, we bring it to our warehouse in France, we inspect it, we make a quality control, make an inventory, and we offer them through two ways. First, the digital platform, where the designer can experience, can live a digital experience, where he can touch and feel digitally the fabric. And there is another way, which is the showroom, which have opened in La Caserne, the largest European incubator for ecological transition dedicated to fashion brands in Paris, where designers can come and discover the wide range of fabrics to get inspired.
What do they say, your customers? What's your feedback that you get from it?
They are very, very positive, and they have stars in their eyes. We have different type of customers. We have up-and-coming designers, like Kevin Germanier, like Victor Wincento or Jeanne Friot, and we have star designers like Stella McCartney, Cecily Banson, or Gabriela Hearst, and they have the same drivers, actually. They want to challenge their creativity. They want to build collection according to what is existing and to challenge the creative process and change the mindset of creating collections. And actually, the other driver is the transmission, because it comes from the most renowned artistic directors, and it transmitted to young and emerging brands. It's a transmission of quality, savoir-faire, and the last driver is the fact that every designer, there's a new generation of designers which is more and more careful about environment, and it's a way for them to make among the lowest the lowest impactful collections from an environmental point of view.
Everybody feels good about it.
Yeah, because they create from existing resources, avoiding new virgin materials.
Romain, can I ask you just quickly, What are your next steps going to be from where you are right now?
Actually, we have many plans, and we aim to be a key player in eco-design, and we want to support all kind of designers, whether they are from ready-to-wear, leather goods, big, small, and we want to offer them the maximum of resources to design in an eco-design mindset. So in concrete actions, we will soon open a new offer, which is a leather offer, in addition to our fabric offer, in a very large showroom, which we opened in La Caserne. And we will also welcome the LVMH Materiotech, which is a lab of eco-design and creativity and ideas of how we can eco-design. And yeah, many ideas to go further. And we will also open the solution to maisons out of the group to be a really circular solution which support the luxury sector and to bring all the luxury actors to a more circular way.
I can see you are really having a lot of fun doing that.
Yeah.
So we were talking about the rolls of fabrics. Now, Sophie, let's talk about the actual garments. You have reinvented the process. You can actually recycle the entire garments that have not been sold. That sounds like a simple idea, like an obvious idea, but what is so tricky about it?
Yes, Weturn was created 3 years ago, almost, and the context was the following. At this moment, mostly 100% of products was made of virgin raw materials, and only 1% of the textile waste and unsold garments was recycled in a closed loop. I mean, textile to textile recycling. And France was becoming the first country to forbid the destruction of unsold goods with the AGEC law. And this law is active for 2 years now. It pushes brands to change their model from linear to circular. So it's the managing of their resources in the most virtuous way, like Helene said, like they have to choose between donation, reuse, recycling, upcycling, and to choose different new partners. And at this moment, like 3 years ago, there was no existing solution for brands to recycle their items, because even if they wanted, they could not, because there were no existing solutions in terms of logistics. And so that's the reason why Weturn was created, to tackle this problem. So Weturn is offering today like a very complete and secure solutions to brands to transform high-valued stocks into new yarns and fabrics in order to avoid a new impact, an additional impact, and a new sourcing. So the vision behind Weturn is that the raw material has much more impact, much more value than the finished goods. So we help brands to build long-term strategy and to implement circularity into their processes, from logistics to artistic directions. And because circularity is mainly about logistics, you can do very qualitative recycled material, competitive, but only if the brands follow very specific methods coming from the industrials, the logisticians, and the manufacturers. So at Weturn, this is our main role today. We are coordinating the input becoming a new output. So we are the first company today which has integrated the entire process of circularity. We are managing all the collection into the warehouse of the brand. So we collect unsold goods, accessories, and fabrics that cannot be sold. Then we operate the conditioning, so the logistics, the dismantling, the sorting process. And finally, we close the loop because we recycle them into new fabrics. And 3 years ago, we decided to set out to convert the influential players to circularity. They said that recycled fibers and recycled textile was not qualitative. So over the last 3 years, we have been demonstrating that it's possible to recreate some new collection using the existing resources, and by breaking the preconceived idea, recycled fabrics can be qualitative. And with LVMH Circularity, we are part of this. We are part of this ecosystem from the beginning. We have been challenged a lot by LVMH, by Nona Source, and
Which
by
is
the
good.
clients. And so we finally succeed to convince brands as Christian Dior and Louis Vuitton that we can that recycling in a fully closed loop can be competitive, desirable, creative, and innovative.
So you started not only a tech revolution, but mainly a cultural revolution, and to show people that it's
That was
possible.
the objective, yeah.
What can other industries learn from your journey? You've come such a long way. What could you share with the audience?
Yes, so I was coming to that. So now the biggest challenge for Weturn is to expand to premium and to middle market. But the fact is there is a huge complexity behind the business model of circularity. Despite of all the commitments disclosed, there is still a big misunderstanding with the cost of circularity. And circularity is impacting the logistics, the financial, the suppliers, the buyers, the direction, artistic direction. And I would like to take the example of RenewCell bankruptcy, which was announced recently. And I would like to wake up call all the managers, because young companies like RenewCell, Weturn, that offers output, very sustainable outputs, which are compliant with the new regulations and the climate goals. We are still facing a lot of difficulties to justify the cost behind the services, even when we do a lot of effort. So now, for every industries, for every kind of brands, I would like to say that actors like us are really expecting from actions, because there are a lot of words. And now we are waiting for concrete actions, and we have the chance to work with LVMH and to show that circularity is moving forward, and now the market globally has to take it.
You know you're doing the right thing. Helene, can I get back to you for a second? The biggest effect that consumers have is to reuse what they bought, of course, and have it repaired. How do you integrate the care and repair attitude that people need to have, and the company you're working for has to adapt to? How do you do that?
Yes, and thank you for this question, because our products are meant to last and to be passed on from one generation to the next. And precisely because our products are such of quality, high quality, they can be repaired or embellished again and again. In luxury, we are not in the business of programmed obsolescence. As I said previously, offering circular services is an objective of our environmental strategy, Life 360. And to reach it, we set up a task force, a repair and care task force inside LVMH with our maisons to define standards for repair services, to develop a common culture of repair in LVMH, and to accelerate their deployment in all the maisons. And there are some examples. For example, Louis Vuitton repairs more than 600,000 items per year. Rimowa offers a lifetime guarantee for its luggage and bags. Le Bon Marché has set up a repair studio on the ground floor of the shop to repair textile items, but also shoes and watches. And last example, Loewe. Loewe is a brand inside, a Spanish brand inside LVMH. And Loewe has created a shop dedicated to leather goods repair in Osaka, in Japan. And I visited this store last year, and it's amazing because it works. Clients take their bags, and the repair team gives the items a second life from leather scraps. And from the leather scraps, it's possible to have almost perfect loop of circular economy, because lesser scraps are used to repair bags, but also to create completely new products. Just one example.
I still have to. Okay,
This bag. Yeah, this bag made from leather scraps, beautifully woven leather scraps, but leather scraps. I precise, I'm not advertising it. It is out of stock.
Okay. It looks amazing, that's for sure. Okay, so you're not just talking, you're actually doing what you're saying. You're practicing what you're preaching. Yes. That is good. I have another 2 questions. I really need to ask that one because my daughter Paulina, she's not yet into fashion in your house, but she loves Sephora and the cosmetics and the perfumes. But of course, she's aware of the planetary boundaries. What can you tell her, really briefly?
Very briefly, she can buy refill products because the refill system is the best way to reduce the environmental footprint of cosmetics products. And if she is a regular client at Sephora, she has probably seen that there are select bins to collect perfume bottles and cosmetic contents. They are sent for dismantling to Seine, the platform I presented earlier. Each package is sorted and processed according to its composition to be fully recycled or recovered. And you can also tell your daughter, because Sephora yesterday, here at ChangeNOW, has announced the launch of SEALS label, private label, called Clean at Sephora and Planet Aware at Sephora, to help consumers to choose their products, seals that are visible in store and online, to distinguish products that respect responsible formulation and sourcing criteria.
I think
it's very of interest for your daughter, and I think that your daughter can continue to go to Sephora.
Helene, one last question. Sustainability is not just about leading one company, it's about systems leadership, bringing everybody behind that idea. You know, it's not about learning only, it's about making people unlearn what they have been doing. What is your final argument here? What is your final message to the audience? How can they improve on circularity?
Yes, this kind of implementation takes time because it is a matter of transformation and therefore of courage, because we need to break habits. But we are not alone, and I'm more and more convinced that collaboration and cooperation are absolutely necessary for circular economy, because it is by design an ecosystem of many players. And my advice is to learn to work together with other partners. My motto is joining forces. It's my call to action, joining forces.
Thank you very much, and thanks to the audience. And this is not the end. This is only the beginning of a wonderful journey, and we need all of you. It's an all-hands-on-deck situation. Every one of you, no matter which industry you belong to, can be and must be a leader in circularity. It's the only way to go. Thank you so much. Thank you, Helene. Thank you, Romain. Thank you, Sophie, for coming here.
Thank you.
And good luck with everything you're doing.
Thank you.